Two still there.
9:30.
All right, it is 9:30. We'll run through our council agenda before our meeting at 10 o'clock. Make this up so everybody can hear. We will start off with a presentation by Community Development Manager Alan Stover to discuss grant funding processes. Then we'll have approval of monthly bills, approved November 2025 AP checks. Any changes? Good. All right. Approval of minutes from the November 24th, 2025, 5 p.m. council work session, December 1st, 2025, 5:30 p.m. council work session, December 1st, 2025, 6 p.m. council meeting. No changes. All right, we'll move into public hearings. Ordinance number 254618, approved pre-zoning request 142925 for 2.35 acres located at 2508 Gordon Terry Parkway. Don't see anybody.
There's no change to
No changes. All right, ordinance number 254621, approved rezoning request 143025 to rezone 2926 Old Moulton Road Southwest to R1E residential estate. No
Yeah.
changes that I'm aware of.
Yeah, the next one's companion to that.
Yep. Okay, ordinance 254622, approved rezoning request 143125 to rezone 2735 Old Moulton Road Southwest to Ag 1, no changes as well. Ordinance number 254623, approved pre-zoning request 143225 for property west of 4211 Ruby Point Southeast, no changes.
Yeah.
And resolution 25338, approved request for retail beer and wine off-premise only,
No changes.
no changes. Resolutions, resolution number 25339, approved purchase of 2025 Sutphen pumper for the fire department in the amount of $999,619.08. No changes? Ready to get that done. All right, resolution 25340, authorize the mayor to enter into an attached agreement with Pewright McAnally for geotechnical work for the Whistle Bend Park. No changes. Resolution 25341, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Lord A.H. Sargent for Delano Park tree planting plan. No changes. All right, resolution 25342, declare surplus of equipment no longer needed by landfill department.
No changes.
No changes. Resolution 25343, award bid 26002 to Amusement Restoration Companies, LLC for Point Mallard Three Flume Slide restoration. No changes? Everything's good. Resolution 25344, approve and authorize mayor to execute contract for the Event Center change order number 2. No changes. Resolution 25345, approve and authorize mayor to sign contract for the new rec center change order number 5. No changes. Resolution number 25346, approve additional funding for the Sportsplex project. No changes again. We will have to select an option. We'll discuss and select an option during the meeting. Resolution 25347, approve and authorize mayor to sign agreement with Maverick Events for the event management services at Ingalls. No changes. Approve resolution 25348, approve city investment committee members' terms and elect committee chair.
No changes.
No changes. Resolution number 25349, approve and authorize mayor to sign Red Sage agreement for continuance of services. No changes that I'm aware of. Resolution 25350, approve emergency or urgent needs expenditures policy. No changes. Resolution number 25352, approve donation from Air Products to be used for Shop with a Cop Heroes and Helpers program. This was an addition. I'm not aware of any changes, but this was added at the end of the meeting last week. Any questions on that one before we? All right. Ordinance is first reading. Ordinance number 254625, approve annexation request 38225 River City Fabrication Mechanical Properties on Gordon Terry Parkway. No changes. Ordinance number 254626, approve annexation request 38325 Decatur Utilities Property 16th Avenue Northwest.
No changes.
No changes. Boards and committees. I'm not a, do y'all want me to read through all these? Are we good? Anybody have any? There's no changes to any of these. Okay. All right, no changes to those. Does anybody have anything before we? All right, we will start our meeting at 10 o'clock. Thank you. All right, it is 10 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Jeremy Sherrill will lead us in our invocation and pledge.
Lord, we bow before you today with grateful hearts, so grateful for all of your blessings in our life. And this is a time to reflect on a past year, and we anticipate an exciting year to come. But we, more than anything, celebrate this season. Emmanuel, God with us. Thank you for coming to us and being with us. And we ask for your guidance and for your wisdom for this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jeremy. Roll call.
Hodge.
Here.
McMyer.
Here.
Atkins.
Here.
Horsley. Here. Fuller.
All right, thank you very much. We will start this meeting with agenda-related public comments. We've got one signed in, but just before we begin, this applies to both agenda-related and public comment at the end of the meeting. Just to briefly outline the process, anyone wishing to speak should have signed in with their name and address. Comments on agenda items will be heard before the first agenda item. General comments at the end of the meeting. Each speaker will have up to 3 minutes. All remarks should be directed to the council in a respectful and constructive manner. By signing in, you acknowledge and agree to follow the rules on the sign-in sheet. Please note that comments may or may not be addressed after your time ends. Public comments, an opportunity to share ideas, input, and engage with the council and the mayor in a productive and positive way. So with that, we've got Victoria Felgar to speak on a rezoning. Well, that's actually Herman.
Yeah, the rezoning.
So we'll get to you in the public.
Yeah.
I just saw that you were speaking on.
Yes, thank you.
We'll get to you shortly, sir. All right, with that, we've got a presentation by Community Development Manager Alan Stover regarding the grant funding process. Alan?
Thank you, Councilman Pike, Council, Mayor. Had some conversations with the mayor a couple of weeks ago about our grant process. Community Development and Finance got together and we come up with this policy on grants. Mainly just because, we are managing in excess of 23 grants a year, in excess sometimes of over $20 million. With a staff of basically one grants administrator, one administrative specialist, and then myself. But I do help with the grants, but I've got other, I'm managing the department, so there's other things from historic preservation to code enforcement. So, but I fill in where I can, but we still have a limited staff. So we came up with this policy just to streamline some of our the grant process. We do feel like I've checked and I've talked to colleagues across the state and how different communities do grants. We are an entitlement community, which means we get block grant funding directly from Housing and Urban Development. There's 16 of us throughout the state, so there's not many, but most the Big Ten, and then Opelika, Florence, and some of the smaller communities. But for the most part, and that normally their staff focuses specifically on CDBG. Our department does that as well as the other 22 grants yearly. And we do feel like that we have got a handle on what we're doing and how we're doing it. Most of the grants all of the grants that we do from the federal and the local level, just for your information, they go through it. We have a single audit every year with when the auditor comes in, they do a single audit. That goes in, that helps our score, when we go to the bond market or something, all of that plays a part. But we do feel like that we do as well a good a job for those as anybody throughout the city. Most cities don't have one localized where all the grants funnel into one department. In most cities, you'll see the engineering department handling all their grants separately. police department will do all their grants. And then when the single audit comes in, then they've got to get all of those and pull them together. So we feel like that we do a pretty good job of what we do, but we do feel like that we need some kind of guidelines and so that we know where, just the process. We made the decision that we would not apply for anything under $10,000. The reason for that is that small grants take just as much to administer as large grants do. And and a lot of times it even takes more time, to be honest with you. There's a couple of grants that are relatively small that we had to share with the county, and it just got to be where it was more trouble than it was worth. So we've decided that we would not apply for anything any smaller than $10,000. If a department came in and they had something and it was a relatively simple grant that Dane and I looked at and we could say, yeah, we could. It's not going to take a lot of time to administer. We may make some, some concessions, but just as a policy, we're not going to apply for anything less than $10,000. Prior to engaging any federal, state, or private grants, we ask that you either contact Dane or myself, just so that we're in on the, on the beginning levels of that. A lot of times, some of our partners will go out and they'll seek grants for a project that they have that is not even on the city's radar. And they'll say, well, it's a no-match grant. We've got, we can get $500,000 for this project to do this, and we've been working on it for years. The issue is that it's not on the city's radar, and then that $500,000 that doesn't require a match from the entity, it may be a $2 million project, so then that puts us on the hook, even though it's a no-match grant. We're going to have to come up with the other $1.5 million. So we've tried to, we would like to be in on the front end of those conversations instead of the back end, so that, because, we got $800,000, and then that $800,000 winds up committing the city to way more than $800,000. So that's why that we would like to, whether we need to be on the front end of it. As far as timelines, and I'm not going to go through everything, but just highlighting, we just have to have significant time to apply for these grants. Some of them could be as little as 2 weeks just to get them on the council agenda to get y'all to apply for them. If it's a no-match grant, we can make the application without coming. The past councils, they passed a resolution that anything that didn't require a match, we could make that application without coming to the council. That's why, again, we need to be on the front end of it, so that even though it may not require a match, if there's going to be some, some other, even if it is if it's a $500,000 grant and it requires $500,000 to do the project, but it may be that we're committing staff to maintaining something that we don't have the staff to maintain. So we just ask for significant time, because sometimes somebody will come in and, there'll be someone that come in and say, well, we got a $2 million grant that we'd like to apply for. Well, when's the deadline? Well, the 15th, and it's the 1st. And there's just no way to pull those things together. So we just ask that we've got to have significant time. That determination will be made with Dane, number one, as the director, myself as the manager. We'll look at that thing, we'll look at it, and then we'll consult with finance, and we'll find out what that time frame is. And it may be that we get all the information together. May not be ready this year, but we'll be ready for next year if that's the case.
So I guess that would be my only question or comment is, we need sufficient significant time. What is that? I would define it. I know you are looking into that.
Yeah.
A small grant, no match.
Yeah.
One pager, okay, we need 3 weeks for that. But a more complex, like bridge study or something like that, could take 2 months.
Yeah, and we just don't, it's on a case-by-case basis, Councilman McMaster, so it's really hard to say we need a month, because there may be that, if it requires us to go out and do significant studies, then it could be 6 months a lot of times.
The main thing we need from the council is with our community partners, if somebody talks to you about a grant, make sure to get Alan involved as soon as possible. You know, as far as our departments, we'll handle that internally, but we need the council to help us with community partners.
And that is, thank you, Mayor, because that really is, that is the issue, that we need to funnel them to us on the front end before they make those contacts. You know, but yes. And then, you know, this process will just allow the city or the Community Development Department to work with finance to ensure that the funding that's needed is there for the project and is available. Because there's a lot of times that, you know, that it just may not be there, and that's why. And I know Kyle's. He won't. You know, we've got to know, you know, where the funding is and you know, matches and obligations, whether it's a cash match or just obligating the council. If you got any, that's sort of short and sweet, I guess. But if y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them. If not, you can give me a call and I'll be glad to talk through them. Okay. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate the work you guys do. All right, we will move into the approval of monthly bills. Approved November 2025 AP checks. Have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
Atkins. Worth. Aye.
All right, the monthly bills are approved with a vote of 4-0. Approval of minutes, we'll take these three together. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
Atkins.
All right, the minutes are approved with a vote of 4-0. Public hearings, ordinance number 254618, approved pre-zoning request 142925 for 2.35 acres located at 2508 Gordon Terry Parkway Southwest. This public hearing was set on November 17th, 2025.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Council. How y'all doing?
Good. Tommy, how are you?
That's good. Tommy Williams with the Planning Department, and y'all have already approved the annexation, and the applicant is requesting a pre-zoning of M1A Expressway Commercial, and this already has passed the Planning Commission in September.
All right, this is a public hearing, so if there's anybody from the public to speak on this matter, you may speak now. All right, seeing there's nobody from the public to speak, we will close this public hearing. Have a motion by Mr. McMasters.
Second.
All right, second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMasters. Aye. Atkins. Worth. Aye.
All right, ordinance number 254618 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Ordinance number 254621, approved rezoning request 143025 to rezone 2926 Old Moulton Road Southwest to R1E Residential Estate. This public hearing was set on November 17th, 2025. Mr. Bowman.
Good morning. Good morning, Mayor and Council. This zoning request is to rezone a piece of property from, I think it's R2 to R1E, so from a large estate lot with a minimum of 5 acres so that the property owner could potentially have horses on their property. We have no issue with this rezoning.
All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anybody here to speak now, you may speak. Ms. Victoria?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Victoria Falgar. I live at 2719 Jarvis Street. So my house butts up against this piece of property. And I bought the home in 2017, and the biggest appeal was the beautiful acreage back there and not seeing rooftops when I step out the back patio. And so when I heard it was being rezoned to the residential estate, that I am for 100%. So I'm glad it's moving into that direction, because I've heard in the past they were trying to have cattle moved in there and other things, and that wasn't very appealing. So I'm 100% for this effort. So thank you
very much.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else from the public to speak on this matter?
I'm available if you have questions.
Okay. We will close the public hearing at this time. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? I would just say, I think that when I was at the planning commission meeting, that was discussed. This is what adjoins City View, and it would be R1E, which does allow for horses, but there's a set limit on how many horses per acre in an R1E.
That's 2 horses for the first 5 acres and 1 for an additional acre.
Yep. All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsfold. Aye.
All right, ordinance 254621 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Ordinance number 254622, approved rezoning request 143125 to rezone 2735 Old Moulton Road Southwest to Ag 1. Public hearing was set on November 17th, 2025.
Yes, this particular property is being rezoned, request to rezone from ID to AG1. I will mention that the property to the east and the west of this property is also zoned AG1. The only concern that planning will have is that there is no clear division and zoning types because this is on one particular parcel, but we have other parcels like that around the city, and we don't have any legislative action that would require for us to put a condition on it, so we're not able to do that. And we haven't had anything in the ordinance that says that you only are allowed 1 zoning per parcel.
All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anybody from the public that would like to speak on this rezoning, you may speak now. All right, seeing, you want to speak for
Questions? Anybody?
We'll get a motion in a second. We may have questions then, but anybody have any questions right now for Blake? All right, with that, we will close the public hearing.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion?
Chad, thank you for that explanation.
Yeah, and I would say that this one particularly was a split vote by the planning commission. I think they were missing some members that day. I think it was 3-3. But I do think it's important to note that it actually adjoins 2 ag properties, both to the east and the west. Also, if I remember correctly, that property did have cattle grazing on it for 30 plus years and never really had an issue on the neighborhood. It kind of fronts Moulton Street, but currently it's zoned institutional, which could open it up to many different uses if it were to keep that zoning. So this would go back to ag, which would be more restrictive on what could develop there, if anything, in the future. But it would allow for the uses within ag. I think also there was an issue, Blake, correct if I'm wrong, there's an issue with they're cutting hay on this property, and with the current institutional zoning, they would have to cut it more than they needed to.
Yeah.
Really, we're getting a good hay crop due to the.
That's correct. That's correct. It has been used for growing hay for many years, and under its current zoning, the community development would go out and ask them to cut the grass, so they were losing crops of hay because they were having to cut it prematurely.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion or questions? All right. Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsfold. Aye.
All right. Ordinance 254622 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Ordinance number 254623, approved pre-zoning request 143225 for property west of 4211 Ruby Point Southeast. The public hearing was set November 17th, 2025. Tommy?
The only thing the applicant is trying to do is construct a home, so he's requesting a pre-zoning of R2 single family.
So moved.
Well, this is a public hearing, so we'll open up the public hearing now. If there's anybody from the public to speak on this matter, you may speak now. All right, seeing nobody here from the public, we will close the public hearing.
So moved.
Now we have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion by the council? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Worsfold. Aye.
All right, ordinance 254623 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-338, approve request for retail beer and wine off-premise only for T&M Corner Store LLC at 1101 Moulton Street West, Decatur, Alabama 35601.
This is a new owner requesting this, and they have completed all requirements.
All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone from the public who would like to speak on this matter, you may speak now. All right, seeing as there's nobody from the public, we will close this public hearing. Do we have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Atkins.
Second.
Second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? All right, roll call. Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Worcester. Aye.
All right, resolution number 25-338 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolutions, resolution number 25-339, approved purchase of 2025 Sutphen pumper for the fire department in the amount of $999,619.08. Chief Springer.
Good morning, Mayor, Council. Just wanted to highlight a couple of things concerning this resolution. This is much-needed apparatus for our fleet, and this will save us at minimum $150,000 and also 36 to 40 months of production time. This also helps support our long-range plan for our fleet replacement plan, and so we'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
I wanted to thank you guys and finance, you too, working with Chief Springer. You know, I went back and looked, and the last one we bought in 2023 was $630,000. So it's increased 50%, and I think we're just now about to get it.
Yes, sir.
And so this one, we're able to pick it up. We're almost getting not really a 2-for-1, but if we're looking at $1 million now, it'll be 1.2, 1.5, you know, in 2 years. So this is a savings to the city. Plus, it gets the fleet where we want it to be. So thank you guys for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Obviously, we weren't expecting it, but I'll be glad to support this. You guys are doing a good job. Y'all maintain a pretty large fleet. I'm pretty proud of our fleet. I know you guys probably are too.
Yes, sir.
So it is good that we can maintain that. And I think looking at it from a fleet management perspective of having multiple spread out over the years is probably better than if we were to take possession of multiple engines right now and then, 10 years from now, another administration's going to have to look at replacing many at one time. So appreciate you guys working on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Atkins. Is there any more discussion? All right, roll call. Aye.
McMasters. Atkins. Worcester. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-339 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Chief. Resolution number 25-340, authorize the mayor to enter into the attached agreement with Pewright McAnally for geotechnical work for Whistle Bend Park project.
Yes, this is just some geotechnical work that needs to be done for the Whistle Bend project that we're very close to being ready to bid out. So
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Alan, this is one I think kind of falls somewhat into what you discussed earlier. It was a grant opportunity, but it is a matching grant. But a great project. We appreciate the support. But all right, any other discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worcester. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-340 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-341, authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with Lord A.X. Sargent for Delano Park tree planting plan.
Yes, this is for a grant that we received from the AHC to do this tree planting plan at Delano. So this just will give us the ability to get this plan done.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worcester. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-341 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-342 declares surplus of equipment no longer needed by the landfill department.
Morning, Jeremy Sherrill, procurement. This is 2 pieces of equipment that are not in operation at the landfill or request to surplus these.
So I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worcester. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-342 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-343, award bid number 26002 to Amusement Restoration Companies, LLC for Point Mile 3 flume slide restoration.
Last restoration to these slides was 2015. This is done regularly. We had 4 bidders respond to our invitation, and Amusement Restoration Company is the lowest responsible bidder. We recommend for approval.
So moved. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? I would just point out that one is that's a budgeted item. We had budgeted previously for that. So. All right, roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, resolution 25-343 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-344, approve and authorize mayor to execute contract for the event center change order number 2.
Yeah, this is for the electrical work by Corson, or for the fire alarm system at the event center. We're using the contingency to cover that. We just need the money approved so we can utilize those funds.
So moved.
All right, a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-344 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-345, approve and authorize mayor to sign contract for the new rec center change order number 5.
So this is our 5th change order document. This came to council. It has multiple change orders within this document. I think it may be 12 total. So we talked about it last week some, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, resolution 25-345 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-346, approve additional funding for the Sportsplex project.
Let me say something here first. Since being elected, I've spent a lot of time in researching this Sportsplex bill. And there's one simple, plain truth, and the amount that was originally budgeted to construct this facility was unrealistic. It just wasn't enough money to complete a build as this type of modern complex. Across many states, projects like this cost anywhere from around $40 to $70 million. So far, we've spent $15 million on the Sportsplex. You know, we could stop now and we really wouldn't have anything usable. Completing the Sportsplex gives Decatur a long-term investment. It gives us a park that our residents can use, you know, that we need for rec league, baseball, and softball. It gives us a place to host tournaments that we can help pay for the facility as well. So I just think it's a great thing for the city, and we should move forward with it.
Okay, we need to discuss before we get a motion in a second. On this resolution, the options, I would propose option B, the $15.1 million option. You know, I think when you look at rec centers, one of the most critical aspects of it is the programming, and that is what do you get out of the center. Not necessarily, you know, some of the things were in the option A is great. It's a great looking project, but a lot of the concrete, a lot of the decorative stuff, it doesn't necessarily benefit the usage of the park. I still think with option B, we'll have a sportsplex that we're very proud of. It's still a beautiful development. It'll look nice, but it'll work, and it'll serve, I think, in comparison with other recreation center sportsplexes that we've looked at. I do want to include the second restroom facility as an alternate in the bid, and just so that everybody's aware, that does not mean that we're guaranteeing to do the second restroom facility, but it would be in the bid, so contractors would bid it separately, and then if the project is under budget, or if it's, you know, we may decide to actually include that facility or that specific building, or take it out based on where the bids are. I would like to hear everybody else's thoughts.
I would support that almost verbatim. The most feedback I've gotten has been to include the restroom facility. If we're going to do it right, not put a bunch of modular units in there. Now, understand that comes with a cost, so we have to see where we land. But another thing I wanted to touch on, back to what the mayor said and back to what you found. Right now, we have $100 million worth of capital projects going in the city. The one that came in under budget and is on time is the rec center. And hiring a CM, I would really like to encourage us to set something up somehow to where this body, whether it's now or 10 years from now, is never in this position again. Do we put a dollar amount with, okay, if this project is X amount of dollars, we have to hire a CM? Because, the intention was, well, hey, we can get this off the state bid list. Everything was good in trying to manage it in-house, but the budget just wasn't there. And I think the rec center has shown just how much value is in hiring a professional who does this day in and day out. What was our budget for the rec center originally? Like 52, and it came in at 44? 46. So, by engaging with a professional on the front end, there's no surprises on the back end. And I would just really like us to look at something so the city's not in this position again. Now, whether that's putting somebody on retainer or having a contract by contract basis, I don't claim to know all the answers, but this is avoidable going forward.
What? We're actually working on two things. We're working on selecting a construction manager for small projects, anything $2 million or less, that we could just pick from them and hopefully have an hourly rate or something like that. And then our next big project that we're looking at, I'm recommending that we hire a CM for that, and we're in the process now of trying to bid that out to get a CM to.
Well, I'll probably support it.
Not bid it out, select. Let me correct that, to select a CM for another project.
I will likely support it.
Well, and to add to that, I think it's very important that whatever department it is working on a project, to work with the CM on the front end before we approve the funding from council. Because for me to come up here and say, hey, I need $20 million or 15 or 100 or whatever the number would be, I think you need professional services to help you land on a generalized estimate without me just, look, I am a rec professional and I know a lot about rec and stuff that involves even large projects, but I don't feel confident saying, hey, I need 15 million, and I just pull that number out of from and me being the only one doing the research. I think it's important that that not only are they involved, but they're involved at the front end. And then after we've worked with them, then we come to council and say, hey, this is the funding we need. And this project specifically, we spent months working with the CM, the architects, everybody involved to nail down these numbers. So now I'm not going to sit here and say that these numbers are final, but we feel confident with this additional approval that we can do it within that scope and within that budget. So I just want to be clear, these numbers were put together by a team of all of us working together, not just by me or not just by one individual.
I'd like to say that Hunter and Kyle both have put a lot of work into this, and they've looked at every line item. And I feel, with the help of the CM, confident that we've got some good numbers that we presented.
Yeah. Any questions on this?
Sorry, I scrolled.
Yeah.
Topic. Yeah.
Well, any other discussion on the options? We need to select one to insert into the resolution, but my recommendation would be option B.
And B was the 15, correct?
Yes.
I'll move for option B.
All right, we have a motion to include option B in resolution number 25346.
Second.
We have a second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion on the project as a whole or with the option included?
No, option B, just for the record, option B with the second bathroom.
Correct, yes. Option B to include the second facility as an alternate.
And it carries that. You can approve option B, and that option carries that solely. So, and the way it'll come back in the bid, and then we will select at that moment if we want it or not collectively. So it will be included in option B.
Let me just clarify this, the 15.1 is without the building, so it'll be 15.750 with the building, right? 15.
Budgeted.
Correct. I do want to point out, just before you finish, but this complex does serve a need in our community for an upgraded baseball and softball complex. And also the ability to have 8 turf fields that are multi-purpose. Not only 4 of the 8 can be used for flag football, soccer, lacrosse, etc. So I think for us, it's important that we finish it and finish it right, because I think it's a need that our community has, and I support this moving forward, because I think we'll get a lot of use out of it as a community first.
Any other discussion? All right, we do have a motion and a second. Roll call, please. Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Worsney. Aye.
All right, resolution number 25-346 with option B, including the alternate building, is approved with a vote of 4-0. Thank you, sir. You're next. Resolution 25-347, approve and authorize the mayor to sign agreement with Maverick Events for event management services at Ingalls.
This is to contract out the event management piece at Ingalls Harbor. This not only saves the city money over the span of a year, but it also incentivizes an outside organization that specializes in event management to try to optimize the use of Ingalls Harbor. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. I have a second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion?
I particularly like the incentive. I think that was a really good touch.
Thank you.
All right, roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Worsney.
Aye.
All right, resolution 25-347 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25-348, approve city investment committee members' terms and elect committee chair. Well, I don't know if I can, but I would like to recommend
Demeester.
Demeester as the chair.
Committee chair.
Do we need to do that after we need to?
You can just make it, I would just I'd do it together.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve this with Kyle Demeester as investment committee chair.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion?
Is that good for the term, Herman? I can't remember. That's for the term, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right.
Of course, y'all not trying to, you can change it at any time during your term, but yes, it's for the term.
All right, roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins.
Aye.
Worsney.
Aye.
All right, resolution number 25-348 to include the chairman be Kyle Demeester. It's approved with a vote of 4-0. Congratulations, Kyle. All right, resolution 25-349, approve and authorize the mayor to sign Red Sage agreement for continuance of services. Ellen presented on this last week. I wasn't sure. I hope everybody was able to review what she provided. If you have any questions, but we'll need a motion and a second to get on the floor.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion?
Well, the presentation was one thing, and then she gave us the packet, and as you look through and you see she's got the data to support how this is working so far. And it hasn't been in place long enough for us to see the real big benefits. So if you stop it before it needs to be come to its fruition, if it does, then you haven't gotten the whole benefit. And she mentions in there working with the new communications director, whoever that might be, which is a big piece of this as well, because that person's not going to be able to do everything. We're still going to need some of this work done if we want to continue the good work that we've done. So I appreciate Ellen's information that she gave us, because she's got the data. You can't argue with the data.
Let me just say one thing there. As communication manager, and that's Carter Watkins. He has been, so selected and accepted.
Carter. Sorry.
Well, I would say I've been very pleased with the results of Positively Decatur. I appreciate Ellen and all of her staff. They've been very willing to, I joked last week about communicate, but also adapt to the needs of Positively Decatur. Since we implemented it, I think they produce great content. We get a lot of, this was discussed last week as well, but a lot of input from many people on her team that we just quite couldn't do in-house, not remotely for this price, but I think it's a good program. I think, Pam, you're right. If we were to stop now, it would be stopping it way too short prior to seeing even further results than what is produced already. So I will support this. Is there any other discussion? All right, roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins. Horstler.
All right, resolution 25349 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25350, approve emergency and urgent need expenditure policy.
Morning, Council Mayor, Kyle Demeester, Finance. This resolution just will allow us to be able to make those emergency purchases and then add a layer of transparency to you all after the fact, so you're aware of what happened and get ahead of the funding instead of waiting till mid-year or the following budget.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion?
Thank you all for putting this together. I think this is going to be very beneficial when HVACs go out.
Yeah, I think that was, for me, one of the reasons I requested this was we've had, in the last term, we had a lot of special call meetings for HVACs and other units. I would say probably 90% of these items fall under HVAC. There may be there's some other stuff spelled out in this ordinance that it could be used for, but the threshold on that is $40,000. That aligns with, we just increased our minimum threshold, so if something were to go over that, it would authorize the mayor, the city attorney, and the CFO all would have to agree on the expenditure, and then it would be reported back to the council. So I appreciate y'all getting together. I think this will help. Oftentimes there's been times where we may not have an actual voting meeting for 2 weeks or more, and if somebody were to have something to go out, we'd be trying to convene a quorum just to vote on an HVAC unit or other needs. I think there's some other things in there. All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster.
Aye.
Atkins. Horstler. Aye.
All right. Resolution 25350 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Resolution number 25352, approved donation from Air Products to be used for Shop with a Cop, Heroes and Helpers.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council. Air Productions donates money for us to use for the ACES program. We asked them if we can use it for our Heroes or Helpers for the Christmas season. They gave us their permission, so we'd like to make that happen with your approval.
So
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wursler. Any discussion?
yeah, I'd like to thank Air Products for this generous donation. They're good partners with our public safety throughout the year with different revenue sources for them. So thanks to Air Products.
Could you describe what this is for those who don't know?
So yes, it's for our underprivileged children that are in our community. And we asked the school system to, because we're not sure who those are, so we asked the school system to give us the the most underprivileged children, so they can have a special time for Christmas, and they can pick out their needs for themselves or their families. And some of them choose like food and besides just like toys and things like that. So anyway.
It's pretty cool. If y'all can, I'd encourage y'all to go. I believe it's Friday. Just seeing, you see these officers will load up with these kids, and a lot of times the kids are looking for their siblings or their parents or their grandparents. It's a really feel good thing, and again, DPD and Air Products, thanks for leading that effort every year.
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Horstler. Aye.
All right, resolution 25352 is approved with a vote of 4-0. Ordinance is first reading. Ordinance number 254625, approve annexation request 38225, River City Fabrication, Mechanical Properties on Gordon Terry Parkway. This is a first read. Any questions? All right, ordinance number 254626, approve annexation request 38325. Okay, Decatur Utilities property, 16th Avenue Northwest. This was to bring in a pump station, I believe. Lift station. All right. And boards and committees, we got quite a few of these to run through. So the reason is a lot of terms were expiring December 31st, 2025, and so we had to update a lot of board members. And there are some additions, filling some vacancies on here as well. So the first one will not take a council vote, but it is mayoral appointment of Stephen Mosier to the Planning Commission with term expiring December 31st, 2031. This will be Mr. Mosier's first full term. All right. Appoint Bobby Wilson to the Personnel Board with term expiring December 31st, 2030. This will be Ms. Wilson's first full term. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye. All right. Bobby Wilson's appointment is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Chester Ayers to the Board of Zoning Adjustment with term expiring December 31st, 2028. This will be Mr. Ayers' second full term.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Atkins.
Second.
Second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters. Atkins. Worsler.
No.
All right, the appointment of Chester Ayers is approved with a vote of 3-1. Appoint Mark Moody to the Board of Zoning Adjustment, full member position with term expiring December 31st, 2028. Mr. Moody is moving from a supernumerary to full member, replacing Delane Dean, who served 2 terms. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of Mark Moody is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint John Baggett to the Board of Zoning Adjustment as a supernumerary member with term expiring December 31st, 2026. This will be a partial term for Mr. Baggett as he is replacing Mark Moody and moved to a full member.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters.
Second.
A second by Mr. Atkins. Any discussion? I would just say, I think Pam, you brought up this being a supernumerary appointment. BOZA is different, that it requires 4 votes to pass something, and so with this, it allows them to count towards the quorum of who's in attendance if members are not there. So that's the purpose of the supernumerary. Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of John Baggett is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Wesley Perry to the Board of Appeals of Construction Industries with term expiring December 31st, 2028. This will be Mr. Perry's second full term.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of Wesley Perry is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Jacob Woods to the Board of Appeals of Construction Industries with term expiring December 31st, 2028. This will be Mr. Woods' second full term.
So moved.
And motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters. Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of Jacob Woods is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Melissa Bolden to the Library Board with term expiring June 30th, 2029. This will be Ms. Bolden's second full term.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Atkins. Second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters. Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of Millicent Bolden is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Bonnie Hurst to the Library Board with term expiring June 30th, 2029. This will be Ms. Hurst's first full term.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Atkins. Worsler. Aye.
All right, the appointment of Bonnie Hurst is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Zach Cameron to the Parks and Recreation Board with term expiring December 31st, 2030. This will be Mr. Cameron's first full term.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. McMasters. Second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, the appointment of Zach Cameron is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Daniel Fritz to the Parks and Recreation Board with term expiring December 31st, 2030. This will be Mr. Fritz's first full term.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, the appointment of Daniel Fritz is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Nathan Fowler to the Pryor Field Airport Authority with term expiring September 30th, 2030. This will be Mr. Fowler's second full term.
So moved.
Have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, the appointment of Nathan Fowler is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Charlotte Gregory to the Industrial Development Board, term expiring April 2nd, 2029.
So moved.
Ms. Gregory will be serving a partial term replacing Terrence Welch. We have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, the appointment of Charlotte Gregory is approved with a vote of 4-0. Appoint Stratton Orr to the Morgan County Industrial Park and Economic Development Cooperative with term expiring May 31st, 2028. This will be a partial term for Mr. Orr as he'll be replacing James Thompson.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Ms. Worsler. Any discussion? Roll call. Aye.
McMaster. Atkins. Worsler.
All right, the appointment of Stratton Orr is approved with a vote of 4-0. There's a lot of them. Try not to do that. But anyway, we will now move into public comment. As I mentioned earlier, the same rules apply both to agenda-related public comment as well as the general public comment at the end of the meeting. So with that, we have Victoria Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Victoria Bell, and I'm the founder and owner of Victoria's Reentry Program. I used to work at the prison. I taught there as a social worker for almost 15 years. I was at Limestone for 12 years. Then I moved to Decatur Work Release. And there I saw the need. A part of my job was finding homes for men when they get out and also finding jobs for them, but a lot of them were high when they got out from doing drugs in jail. So that was the first thing that started me. And then in 2021, my brother passed from opiate addiction. So he passed, and I decided at that point, I had a godson. The mayor got to meet his mom, Gail. He also passed at 29 from opiate addiction. So I decided to stop complaining about the problem, be a part of the solution. So from 22 to 24, I just kind of went in the community, did the leg work, talked with Calhoun. They're going to allow our guys to do vocational training there. I reached out to different places in the community, the different temp services, and reached out to jobs that were not willing to give second chances, but are now willing to hire guys that have felonies or have been in prison or have drug addictions to give them a second chance. So this year, September 1st, I actually opened up a home. It's located on 2020 Lowry Street here in Decatur. I had a open house and also a fundraiser, and Chief Mack attended. And you can talk with him, but he was very overwhelmingly pleased with the house. And he got to meet the guys and hear some of their stories. So I'm asking if Decatur City would please grant us some of the opiate money. I have prepared a proposal. I actually gave this to a copy to the mayor, but I'm not even asking for any salary for myself. I do teach classes currently for community corrections, and I do contract work kind of for DHR as I can around the house. But I just put in here what it cost me to run this house, which is about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. That's just the house utilities and food. So I also put outreach, because some of the vocational training at Calhoun, there's a cost for some. So for our men to be able to go there, there. And I also put transportation costs in here, which is for us to get transportation. We need a van. We don't have transportation. So right now I'm transporting my car. My dad's transporting his car, 2 volunteers transporting their car. So we're needing some type of transportation. And so, and statistics will show those that come out of prison or those that are on the street and they do get clean. They come from Bradford, they come from Wellstone. Okay, so within the first 3 to 6 months, they're going to relapse without having a support system. So I provide that. I provide the jobs, the training, the NA meetings. We have volunteers that come in, and I provide housing. I actually have some of the men that stay in my house on the back row. So we're asking if you guys would please support us in our venture. Here's the proposal, the cost, and also the cards for everyone.
Have you tracked the, kind of the measurables and the success rate of it, like how many you've helped throughout the years and how many have gone on and stayed clean?
So we just opened in September 1st of 25. And as of right now, of the 10 that I've had, I've only had one that has relapsed. And he was going to work, relapsing at work. And so then he's now back on the streets because he chose to leave the home. So out of the 10 I've had, we've had one, and that's just since September. Only been open since September of this year.
Chief Mack was very complimentary. He mentioned that to me.
Thank you.
I'd like to say that Ms. Bell and her father presented to me, and I was very impressed with what they're doing.
Thank you.
I talked to Chief Mack as well. And we're looking in to see if there is some of the opioid money that we can present that she uses. So, but I think it's a worthwhile program and very impressed with what she's doing.
Thank you. Any questions?
5013C.
Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes, ma'am. And on the card, if you scan it, it'll actually show you the home, and it'll tell you about the program and our rules and regulations and things of that nature. And if you guys would like to come do a tour, I would love to set up a tour.
Well, thank you very much. Great work you're doing. I know it impacts a lot of people
Yes,
and
sir.
a lot of families. So appreciate your heart for it. I think that really means a lot. You'll be much more successful because you understand it. So, but thank you for what you're doing and everybody you've dealt with and presenting this to us today. Certainly the conversation will continue with the mayor. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Larry Young.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor and the council. My name is Larry Young, and I'm at Victoria Reentry Program. I did 25 years in prison, and I met her in prison. She was my teacher and my counselor. I got out, and I was at another halfway house. And I looked hers up, and I was matriculated into her 3 months ago. It's cold out there right now. Clothes, shoes, food, a place to sleep, and also an avenue to where I don't have to go back to criminal thinking. This is much needed, because she has the blueprint and the guidelines, the discipline, the dedication, and I've seen her many nights stay up and many mornings transporting people for medical, court, whatever she had to do to get this started. So I encourage y'all to please, if you will, help us with the grant. I thank y'all for that.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Michael Ickard.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
My name is Michael Ickard, and I've done 2 years in prison. Just got out. Relapsed when I got out because I went home and followed up my probation. They called Miss Victoria and asked if I could come, and she allowed me to come. I detoxed there. I got a good group of guys that's with me. They're very supportive, everything, and she deserves, to be successful at what she's doing. She's really helping us out, you know, to find out who we are again and helping us restore our minds and everything. And I think that means a whole lot, you know. And she shelters us, gives us food. She helps us out with everything. Like, if you got a toothache, she gonna take care of us. You know, she's a very loving woman, and her father John, he does a great job too. They're very supportive mentally, you know, and it's helping me. So I'm asking if y'all could help her, please do, because she's doing good things right here. That'd be it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Cornelius Wallace.
Greetings, Mayor. Morning. My name is Cornelius Wallace. I was hooked on amphetamines real bad. I stayed in the woods for a long time, and I had no hope. But when I met Miss Victoria, man, I was overwhelmed. I felt a whole weight just dropped off my back. The love that she showed us, and the courage that she give us, and the opportunity that she give us. And you know what I'm saying? In the name of God, in the name of Jesus, please grant her this, because she's a wonderful person. If it weren't for her, I probably would be out in the streets, on drugs again, and no hope. And you know what I'm saying? She's wonderful. So I know y'all gonna do the right thing. Y'all gonna bless her.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. John Moore.
Morning. Good morning, Mayor, Councilor. I'm John Moore. I'm the House Coordinator for Victorious Reentry Program. Teacher, counselor, minister, whatever. But we're doing a great work out there, and I see improvement and change in the men. And I'm the one that myself and her have been funding this program, and been doing it since September, so we need some assistance, some funding, if y'all could help us to continue this work. I think it's not only beneficiary to us, but as a community. I think you'll be proud of the work that we're doing. So if you can help us, we certainly would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank all of you for being here today and being willing to come up here and speak with us. With that is the conclusion of the public comment. The next council work session will be held on December 29th, 2025 at 5 p.m. The next regular council meeting will be held on January 5th, 2026. Tim, is there anything else from directors? Anybody?
I have a couple of things I want to say. First off, there were a lot of people that mentioned being able to take cash in the parking deck, and of course I was one of those too, being from that generation that's hard to put 50 cents on a credit card. So we looked into it, and just the equipment alone to take cash would cost the city $60,000 plus installation of it. So it's really not worth what it would cost us to put it in. Another thing I wanted to address, there was a question raised at our last meeting. Someone asked why the city is criminalizing do-it-yourself vehicle maintenance on personal property. That claim mistakes the intention of both the 2018 International Property Maintenance Code and our city ordinance. Neither document bans residents from working on their own vehicles. The rules force an inoperable vehicle. Section 1614 defines an inoperable vehicle as one that cannot be used as intended because it is torn apart, being stripped, rebuilt, or undergoing body work. It also includes any vehicle without a current legal tag that is stored in a way that creates any health, safety, or fire hazard. If a neighbor reports a concern, an inspector will visit the property. If a violation is found, the resident receives a notice and has 14 days to fix this before a citation can be issued in accordance with our ordinance. This process ensures fairness and clarity. And if somebody needs an extension because they're waiting on a part or something, we're capable of granting that extension as well. Our goal is simple. We want cleaner, safer neighborhoods, and we want a committed support. We are committed to supporting residents who have concerns or need help, fostering a sense of trust and cooperation.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
First of all, I want to commend the mayor for following back up and with questions or comments from the previous meetings. I think that is a great thing to do. And I also want to comment about the city opening up Fort Decatur as a warming center. I think that was a very good act as well.
All right, thank you, Ms. Wurzler. Anything else? All right, we're adjourned.